Hello to all y'all. It's Amber Griffiths here with Your Brand by Design. As always, it's 3 o'clock, it's Thursday, here we are. So I'm just going to get right to it. You get to be more than a legend in your own mind. You get to be more than a copycat. You get to be more than one more person in a long line of doing exactly what you do. And the easiest way to do that is follow in the footsteps of some amazing musical legends like Joan Jett, like Aretha Franklin, like Lenny Kravitz. And you may think, but Amber, I'm not the first one to do what I do. And I can say, that's okay. And you can say, but Amber, I don't sing on stage and swivel my hips and I can't sing like that. And I can say, that's okay. And you may even say, but Amber, I don't look like that in leather jeans. And that's totally okay because nobody does. It's an illusion. I think leather pants are more of a privilege than a right. If you can't look like that in leather pants, don't do it. That's just my important safety tip for this week, okay? It's okay if you don't swivel your hips like Lenny. And it's okay if you don't kick and scream and grind like Joan Jett. And it's okay if you never, ever get to be called the queen of anything other than your own domain. Here's what those three amazing musical legends have in common. They're kind of frauds. Don't tell Aretha. In that the songs that they are most well known for are not their own. But rather than get really worked up about, I'm not a songwriter, I have a song, I have a voice, I want to perform, I want to share. They said, well, I'm just going to take somebody else's ideas and put my own spin on them. Sound familiar? One of the things I can tell you right now that you have in common with Miss Joan Jett is that you have soul. You have a purpose. You have a gift. You have a vision. You have passion. You have a drive to make the world around you a better place. Otherwise, why would we get out of bed, right? If we honestly didn't care about what we are creating. Hello, Lark. Hi there. If you honestly didn't care about what the world is going to be like when you were done, you wouldn't bother. But you do. And I know that about you. So just like Joan Jett, just like Miss Aretha Franklin, and just like Lenny, you have something that drives you. And you are the only one that can share your story with your idol clients. The only one. That's it. So you get to share your voice, your story, your message in your way. Because here's the other thing I know. Hi, Candy. Nice to see you. Here's the other thing I know. There are no new ideas. There is only the customization and implementation of the fundamentals. Look at Michelangelo. There are only 7, some scientist is going to kick my butt on this one, but there's 7 different colors of visible light. And yet, look what Michelangelo was able to create with them. Even though, by the way, he wasn't even a painter. Did you know that? Michelangelo was a freaking sculptor who ended up painting anyway. Look at what Shakespeare did with the 26 letters of the English alphabet. No new ideas, people. None. Just the customization and implementation of the fundamentals. So, if you need to let go of the myth that you are the first person to do what you're doing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Care if you can hear me? It's not a thing. There's no way that there are no new ideas. So even if you think you have a new idea, it's probably just a twist on something that's been done 1,000 times. And that's good. If you don't believe me, Aretha Franklin, one of her most one of her most famous songs is Respect. It's not hers. I mean, it is now. But it started with Otis Redding. Do you know who Otis Redding is? Kids, look him up. He's spectacular. There is something to be said for taking a song and saying, ooh, I really like that. Let me do it my way. Lenny Kravitz, American Woman, didn't write it. It was actually done, I think, by the Guess Who. Joan Jett. Let's see here. What was her greatest song? Hate Myself for Loving You? Not hers. I'm trying to remember if that's the Joan Jett song or not. I'm trying to remember my favorite one of Joan's. Anyway, the point is they took this fabulous idea and they put their own spin on it. And now they're known for it. Now it really is theirs, unless you do a little bit of digging and are a total music nerd. Now it's theirs. For all intents and purposes, that made them millions, right? That brought their screaming fans in from the rafters and said, I want to hear it. That's what I want to know from you. It's amazing, right? So how does that apply to you? Here's the thing about taking something that's been done 1,000 times and making it your own. A, you are the only one with your flair. You are the only one with your special talents, skills, zone of genius. So you're the only one that can serve your idol clients the way you need to. Okay? So that's part of it. Exactly, Candy. We have our own unique take on it. It's part of why you ever go to a movie with friends and you come out and there's 2 or 3 of you who are like, oh, that was amazing. That was spectacular. And somebody's like, what the heck were you watching? That was awful. And I didn't like this character. I didn't like this story plot turn. Everybody has their own unique experience. So everybody gets to it. It's why your zone of genius is so critical. And it's why identifying your ideal client is crucial for your business. If you keep trying to make everyone happy, you will end up making yourself miserable and you'll be broke and you'll be singing your song in the shower by your own self. And that's very sad. If you focus on the people who are yours, and if you are clearly focused on them and their benefits and what you're changing in their world and how you are making their life better, then any spin you put on a oldie but goodie is yours. You'll be known for it. So the other part of that is when you hear something kind of familiar, like you hear that song, right? You hear Respect. Or you hear, what's the other one? Johnny Cash redid Hurt. 9 Inch Nails did it way before he did. I think better. But that's beside the point. But when you hear something like that, you're like, oh, there's something familiar about that. I think I know about that. And that little bit of familiarity can make a world of difference. So if you start talking about something that you do, something you create, some unique perspective on an old problem, there's going to be these people who are like, I know what that is. I've heard of that. I've never heard it that way. And they will be absolutely drawn to you. They are yours. You don't have to invent a new problem. You don't have to invent a new service or a product or a webinar people have been doing emails forever, right? People have been doing newsletters forever, probably way too long, depending on how you do them. But you get to do it your way. People have been speakers and up doing oratories and presentations for literally generations, thousands and thousands. Look at the Greeks. But when I stand up on stage, I do it my way. When you stand up on stage, you do it your way. It makes all the difference in the world. So don't get so caught up in being the first, because that's a losing battle, my friends. That's not a thing. That's not going to happen. But take what you do really, really well and put your own spin on it. Put your own take on it and embrace it. Don't try to be like somebody else. We've talked about this before. You were born an original. Don't live like a copy. Take something that you are passionate about. Take that one thing that is amazing and spectacular and super fun and awesome and embrace it and make it yours and deliver it to your idol clients like nobody's ever done before, because they haven't. There is more money in it. There is more thrill. There's more genuine excitement about what you're doing when you do it your way. When you let go of the I have to be the first, I have to be the only. That's a losing battle and that's draining. So don't worry about who sing Respect. Sing it your way, own it, and demand it. Demand your RESPECT, right? No, if you don't believe me, you need to go and listen to the different versions of these songs. It's absolutely fabulous. It's a great way to spend an afternoon. If you've been getting my newsletters, you can actually see some of my favorite songs at the bottom of those newsletters, the Backstage Pass. Every once in a while, there's a new song that I'm like, dang, this is really good. And I'll share that with you too. But all that aside, don't be afraid to embrace your uniqueness. Don't be afraid to take something that you've loved and that you've seen done poorly even and think, I could do better. If I did it this little way, it would resolve this issue, it would take care of this concern, and my people would be happier. Okay? That's where there's money. That's where there's thrill. That's branding. You brand it as your own. You put your spin on it and your flair. That's branding it as your own. And it will be recognized as yours. There's no way that somebody thinks Respect and doesn't think Miss Aretha, right? Like that, they just go hand in hand. The Queen of Soul, come on. So do it your way. Be your own Queen of Soul. Be your own music legend. Here's the other great part about that. Because there are new ideas, And because there are a lot of people in the same boat that you are, even in different industries, there's a lot of people thinking, wow, I'm not quite sure what my spin is. I'm not quite sure what my zone of genius is because I can do 20,000 things. I'm not sure who my ideal client is. And maybe you're not quite ready for the solo stage. Maybe you need a group to play in. Maybe you need a little bit of support, a little bit of guidance, but mostly you got it. And maybe you just need a really amazing tribe to surround you. I'm here to tell you it's coming. I'm finally getting excited and getting ready to move on it. And Brandapalooza is coming the end of August. So, hello, Sherry. Nice to see you. Brandapalooza, which is the group branding coaching. Come and join me. This is where all the best brands play. It's going to be fabulous. It allows you to have some one-on-one time. It allows you to have some hot spot, hot seat, whatever you want to call it. Basically, we get to talk about your business and your business alone. So you really get some live answers to your custom problems. It's going to be spectacular. It's live. It's all live coaching in a group setting, so it's nice and safe. And you also have all that support, all that accountability, all of that. I'm not alone in this. All you got to do is join the group. So watch for announcements for Brandapalooza. I'm so excited about it. I can hardly stand it. I love one-on-one, but the group coaching is going to be spectacular too for those of you who are just not quite ready to take the stage by yourself. And honestly, who doesn't like a backup band, right? Who doesn't want to travel with an entire orchestra behind them? Let's do that. So watch for announcements for that. It's going to launch the end of August this year, so like less than 45 days. If you have any questions about it, just reach out to me. You can always go to my website. It's yourbrandbydesign.com/duet, D-U-E-T. And that way you and I have some private time to talk, see what's going to fit best, see exactly what level of support you need to really create your RockStar brand and set you apart from anybody else who's ever done what you've done. Oh, I just got chills. That's going to be amazing. So you get to decide what level you decide you want some support with, where you are in your business. If you're making all the money you can possibly handle and working with people 100% of the time that excite the heck out of you, awesome. Congratulations, you have done it. For anybody who's not quite there, you and I should have a conversation. So you can go to yourbrandbydesign.com/duet and schedule some time with me, or just reach out. You can follow me here at Branding Rockstar on Facebook. You can also follow my Instagram. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, all those great places. I'm kind of all over the place. So until then, take what is yours and keep it that way. Make it your own. Embrace your uniqueness. Take your message, take your vision, and let it guide you, let it lead you, let it excite you, and draw in your ideal clients like nobody's business. All right? I cannot wait to talk to you in person. And until then, rock on.